There's actually two ways to combine files together when you want to create a bigger, larger set. The first way is using the combine feature in Bluebeam, and the second way is actually using what's called the Bluebeam stapler. But in this video, I just want to go over how to combine it using the combine feature because that is my preferred method to combine files together. However, the stapler is used for larger sets when you're kind of in a rush. So that's also an option if it's a very large set. So I will save that for a later video. I will link it below once I have that filmed so you can check it out as well and compare the two options and see what works best for you. Okay, so let's combine some documents. Right now I have Bluebeam open and I want to go into Windows Explorer and find your documents. I suggest putting them in a separate folder. And let's say I want to combine these two together. So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag these. So I held down Control to select multiple at a time, and then I don't have anything touching. And then I click and drag it into Bluebeam. Now notice that Rev A is behind Rev B. I want to put them in order before I combine them. So I just move this over. So click and drag and you'll see this little arrow pop up and then drop it. So then you'll have them in reverse order. This will work up to, 100 drawings, whatever. You just open them all at once. You just drag them together and it'll just fill up this area. You just won't be able to see the full name of the documents. And then you're going to select in this kind of empty space here, you're going to right click and find this combine button. The other option is you can go to File and press Combine as well. It's going to be the same exact option window that pulls up, right? So I just, it's easy for me to just right click and then have that, open. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Add Open Files. Perfect. You could just add the files that you want to combine to. That's also an option, but I like to see what I'm doing, kind of organize them. If you do mess up the order, you can click this button to move it up or move it down and reorder. I just did that ahead of time to save myself some effort because this window is kind of small. I know you can make it larger, but sometimes it's nice to just put them in the order prior to getting this window open. And then you can include bookmarks. Again, you're gonna wanna go watch my bookmarks video, but most of the time you probably won't have bookmarks if somebody gave you this set, but if they do, maybe it's a good idea to add the bookmarks just to see what they pull in. I always redo my bookmarks no matter what. I'm never actually going to use their bookmarks because usually they do it wrong. So it's up to you what you want to do. So I usually leave that off. Merge, anything like that. I mean, there shouldn't be any layers, hopefully, but use discretion if you want to look and see if there's layers. There is a layer tab right here. So click that and then analyze. In this case, I don't have any layers. Then go ahead and press OK. Now you'll see that we have a document 1, it's not saved, and it did put them in the correct order, which is really nice. So now we have 2, you can see that, maybe the little keynote moved or whatever. You can see down here that the revision is different. They added a revision box. So we've got 2 drawings added together. That is one way to combine. And then all you have to do from here is press Ctrl-Shift-S and save it. I prefer to save it in a completely different folder. So you can go in this folder and press Ctrl-Shift-N to get a new folder and just call this combined combined mech, and put it in that folder and then call it combined mech or whatever you want to name it. Press save, and then bam, you have this. And then you can go ahead and just exit out of these. Okay, so you can just get rid of these completely as well. Another thing I occasionally do when moving drawings around is I always use the thumbnail section. So when you're trying to reorder stuff, you can't really use the bookmarks. So if you go to bookmark this, you can't move the bookmarks around to move the pages. You actually have to physically use the thumbnail view. So I can move this back and forth as much as I want. And you'll see that when you click and drag, there's this little rectangle piece that pops up. That is trying to tell you where you're positioning it. And then what I occasionally will do is if I have a drawing, let's say this, and I want to grab this one file and I don't want to use the combine feature because I'm just grabbing one page off this random thing and it's just, super quick and easy and I don't want to deal with the combine function, I'll just right click and copy page. So I'll just come in here and then just press copy pages. So right here, you can also press Control-C, but sometimes I've had some issues with Control-C in the past, especially when holding onto a page, but you know, your discretion. And then you can right click, but see where this rectangle pops up? You can right click and then paste page, and you'll see it pastes it in there, which is sometimes kind of nice if you really just need to grab one page and put it in between a couple of pages and you don't want to grab the file and combine it with another one and reorder it. And then you can drag from there. You can be like, you know what, actually I want this at the very end. Let me click and drag it. So that's nice. And when you drag the bookmark, so let's go ahead and delete that. Just press delete, press OK. When you drag the thumbnail, the bookmarks will reorder. But if you drag the bookmarks, the thumbnails will not reorder. So be very careful when you're manipulating a document to move the thumbnail and not the bookmarks. So you'll see more of that when I do a whole video on bookmarking, and it'll be very clear, but that's just one of those little nuanced things that I picked up over the years of playing with drawings and totally messing up drawings and then fixing drawings. So that's just some tribal knowledge just to let you know and be aware of. I also have a full video on how to use Bluebeam on Skillshare, and they've got a 30-day trial, so you can just sign up, watch the videos, and then cancel within 30 days. Or you can continue on Skillshare. I pay for Skillshare, I love it. But check that out. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.